Okay, we see some participants joining now. That's good. Welcome, those of you who are joining early. You're here for the Safeguarding Your Assets, Understanding Intellectual Property in Cambodia webinar. We're happy to do this in partnership with the Southeast Asia IP SME Helpdesk. And we'll just wait for a couple minutes while people join. $21. Will that be our peak there? 23. Let's see. All right, we have 25. I think I'll just get started since it is 2:01 and we only have an hour. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. We will be talking about IP in Cambodia today. It's something that's very important, but Cambodia is still sort of in the early stages of developing its framework and regulations to deal with issues that might arise. So I'm Brian Bads-Morawski. I am the communications coordinator and senior market analyst at EuroCham, and I'm joined with the services team today. And I will just jump right into our presentation here. So I will share my screen. Let's see. Oops. Sorry. Going back to the beginning. Okay. So here's a quick peek at the agenda. After a quick opening word from us at EuroCham, we will hand it over to Mr. Thea Pheng. He's an IP expert from the Southeast Asia IP SME Helpdesk. We'll also hear from Ms. Chandavya ING, an associate at Tilleke Gibbins, and they will get into much more specifics than we will mention at the beginning. All right, introducing intellectual property in Cambodia. This is just a brief overview for some of you who may not be fully aware of the landscape here. So quickly, the definition according to the World Intellectual Property Organization. Intellectual property refers to creations of the mind, such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs and symbols, names and images used in commerce. So what does that mean? Some implications for violating IPR. We have copyright infringement. So this would include basically plagiarizing or stealing someone else's music for your own commercial use. That's a pretty simple one. I think we're all aware of that from YouTube, sharing things on YouTube. You can only use like 10 seconds of the song or else you'll face some copyright infringements. Trademark infringement. So this involves using a logo or a symbol that can create confusion for the consumer. So you can see here, this is an actual case in India where this logo looks a lot like the Starbucks logo. So that is a trademark infringement. And a patent infringement, which can get complicated, but basically means you're stealing someone else's invention. And there are the 5 different types there. I won't go into those, but those are the 3 big things you have to look out for. Real quickly, in Cambodia, I just want to show 2 examples of what this means. So here on the left, we have a package of Vietnamese noodles being sold in the US, actually. And if you look closely, the temple here is actually Bayon Temple at Angkor Wat. So this is obviously an issue for Cambodia. This happened last December. The government actually has reached out to the US entities and are trying to get these off the shelves and may pursue legal action. So that's just one example of an infringement. And this happened a while ago, but here we have a North Face store in Siem Reap. It's not a real North Face store, so that I think 5 locations got raided in Siem Reap, and that's another example of that would be a trademark infringement. So those are 2 real life examples. Of course, with digitalization, we have a whole nother host of issues to worry about with protecting digital assets, which we may talk about later. But just to give you an idea of what Cambodia is doing right now on the regulatory front, we have a series of laws here that have already been enacted. We have laws that are coming in the pipeline. Cambodia is also party to some global entities that work on IP, including the Berne Convention, and the WTO's agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property. So I won't read these each one, but the government is doing its part to catch up on the regulatory side. Enforcement is still an issue, I would say, but there are things in play. And I will hand this over to Zandre to talk a little bit about what EuroCham does on this front.
Thank you, Brian. So basically, yes, as my name is Zandre van Straten. I'm the services coordinator here at the European Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia. And basically on our side, the main activities we've been involved in with regards to intellectual property would be recommendations. So as you can see on the bottom here, the first thing we have is our white book. And the white book basically is a summary of over 78 policy recommendations intended to improve the business framework and environment. And this is basically through extensive consultations with our 12 sectoral advocacy committees. To the right of this book, you'll see as well that we have a few cases of intellectual property, and my colleagues will be dropping the link in the chat here for everyone to have a look. So as you can see over here, we have a few cases where we look at the implications for business, the overviews, and some recommendations. So if you want to learn more about this, please click on the link to the white book and the documents that my colleagues are sharing now in the chat. And then moving to the next slide. We also have existing webinars that we've conducted together with some other partners, including IPSME. And apart from these webinars as well, we've done some research and some surveys and a lot of questions basically to see what is the current priorities, what are the current issues and the trends in intellectual property in Cambodia, and how's Cambodia responding to it, and what would be the way forward to create a mutually beneficial outcome for government, business, and the wider stakeholders at large. And with this, I just give over again to my colleague, Brian. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Andre. Yep, I think we'll jump right into our first presentation. This will be by Mr. Thea Pheng. So Thea, if you're ready, I can stop sharing my screen and we can go to you.
Okay, I'm ready. So Trang, can you share a presentation? Oh, okay. Okay, let's get started. So today I'm so happy to be here to present about the safeguarding your assets. Back, please. Yes, regarding to the understanding of the IP in Cambodia. So a little bit introduce who I am. Next slide. So I'm Thea, founder at Abacus IP. So my process involved in the registration of hundreds of trademark, patent, design, and some copyright work. And then I'm got a law degree from Panyasastra University and also hold a certification of specialization on the IP from South Africa University. And in 2019, I was elected as a chairman of the IPAC, Intellectual Property Association of Cambodia. And then I also involved in the many international organizations as a member of all council. So next, please. So as I'm an expert from the Southeast Asia IP SME Helpdesk, so just brief introduce about the Southeast Asia. So the Southeast Asia is Asia IP SME Helpdesk is an initiative of the European Commission which provide free, confidential business-focused advice to small and medium enterprises and intermediary in European Union. And in other countries for a single market program, such as Norway, Liechtenstein, Ukraine related to the IP in the Southeast Asia. Next slide. So on this slide, you will see a wide range of the services offered by the Helpdesk. So firstly, throughout the inquiry Helpdesk, you can send any IP question related to the Southeast Asia to the Helpdesk, and then you will receive the reply within 3 working days. Secondly, the Helpdesk organize monthly training workshop and live webinar which tailor to the need of the SME across Europe and South Asia throughout the year. So feel free to subscribe and connect to the team on the social media to keep you updated on the upcoming activity. The Helpdesk website gives you access to a wide range of the publication in terms of the country fact sheets, industry specification, IP guides, a general IP guide on the various topic, and the guide can easily found it on the Helpdesk website. Last but not least, the Helpdesk also offer interactive tool, for example, e-learning module, which is also available for download from the website. Next slide. The consultation service of the Southeast Asia IP SME Helpdesk is a tailor to meet the individual needs of the Europe SME we work with. We provide customized solutions that are specifically designed to help you to overcome the obstacles you may encounter when doing business in the Southeast Asia. The project IP business advisor has extensive expertise in IP law and can provide you with the practical, actionable advice recommendation first step on how to protect your IP and success in today's competitive global market. You can follow the link to the slide to book the appointment with your IP expert. Next, please. So this is the agenda for my presentation. So we have 3 parts. One is introduction to the IP, and then IP protection through various IPO, practical tip to safeguard your IP in Cambodia. So next, please. Next. So here, what is the IP? So the IP refers to intangible creation of the human mind. It encompasses a wide range of creation, including invention, trademark, literary, artistic work, and trade secret. The intellectual property represents value asset for business and individuals alike. It embodies full creativity, innovation, and effort, and deserve to proper protection. Understanding the different type of IP and their protection mechanism is crucial for safeguard your creation and reaping a benefit they offer. Next, please. So why IP important in Cambodia? As Cambodian economy flourishes, the important IP protection cannot be overstated, as well as functioning IP system foster a thriving environment in innovation and creativity, attracting foreign investment and ensuring fair competition. By safeguard your intellectual property, intellectual creation, business, and individual can confidentially contribute to Cambodian economic growth and reap the reward of their hard work. Next slide, please. So without IP, many inventive projects would be not profitable because anyone who want to could simply copy the result. This slide will give some example of the company we use IP and how they benefit from it. So the first one is Sandvik AB is a Swedish developer and manufacturer of the high-tech tool machinery with 47,000 employees with the sale in more than 150 countries. In 2012, it was named one of the world's 100 most inventive company. Sandvik subsidiary company, Sandvik IPAB, hold and manage a firm including 8,000 patents. The second one is AOM Holding is a British multinational semiconductor and software company which earn licensing royalty from energy efficient microprocessor which develop but not manufacture. The third one, WL Gold Associate was founded by Gold family in 1958. It developed high-tech product based on remarkably versatile new polymer based on the patent for impress technology. So Gold developed a special foldable fabric known under trademark Gold Tech that is both waterproof and windproof with over 9,500 employees and has a trademark fresh guarantee to keep you dry. So the last one, Adobe Laboratory, use a combination of patent to protect its noise detection technology and associated trademark. It founded in 1965. It's a successful high-tech company with over 2,800 patents granted and additional 2,700 patent pending patent. It has also around 1,000 trademark worldwide. So licensees are obliged to use Adobe trademark on every product, including Adobe technology. So the company make approximately 86% of the revenue from the license of the technology. So next slide, please. So why IP protection important in Cambodia? As the Cambodian economy contribute to flourish, protecting your IP became increasingly important. Strong IP protection foster a healthy business environment, promote innovation, and safeguard your assets, allowing you to compete effectively and reap the benefit of your creativity. Next slide, please. Yeah. So whenever a new product is successful on the market, it's very likely that the competitor will attempt to make a similar or identical product. The inventor will probably have invested significantly in developing a new product, establish supply chain for production, running marketing campaign, and funding distribution. So competitor benefit from this effort. They have greater market access, better connection with distributor, to and access to cheaper primary resources. As a result, they are able to offer their product at the cheaper price. So inventors are under the pressure and then maybe driven out of the business, while competitors get a free ride on the back of their creativity. So IP system is there to help innovators protect their invention, design, trademark or branding, or artistic, and so on. It provides them with the ownership over their work and the right to exclude competitor from production, import, sell infringing code. Next. Second is part 2. So you can see one product have many IP. What are they? Next, please. All. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So this is example one product that may have a lot of IP in them. For example, like phone. So we have trademark Nokia production 208 and startup tune. So copyright, we have software manual, user manual or ringtone. And then the patent, you have a data processing method or operating system and design, like appearance of the phone, okay, and the arrangement of the shape at the bottom. So trademark, some also the last one is trade secret, is some technical know-how and to keep in house and not published. So as you see here, one product, there are many different types of IP. So next, please. So let's move on to the different type of IP. So this slide shows a wide range of intellectual property that can be involved in protections involved. So in here you have like patent, utility model, copyright. So patent is for new invention, and then the how to get it is a application and the examination by the patents officer. So utility model is quite similar to the patent, new invention, and application and registration. No, the third one is copyright, the original creation or artistic form, and then the right is automatically exists when the work is created. Next. So trademark are distinctive sign indicating the source of the product or service. They include, for example, like names, logo, color applied to the owner product or service, which distinguish them from the product and service provided by the competitor. Second one is design. In industry design is protect like internal appearance of the product, and they do not give any protection to technical aspect. So the last one is trade secret. So trade secret cover the information not known to the public. It the processor of the information is to cover carefully to keep it confidential and can be sue anyone who steal it. Next slide, please. So what is patent? Patent is some time considered as a contract between the applicant and society. The applicant and the patent owner are interested in benefit personally from their invention. They have the right to prevent others from making, selling, offering for sale, selling or importing the product that infringing their patent for a limited amount of time in the country which patent has been granted. The exception is exception to this is used for non-commercial purpose, for example, like private use or academic research. So the society interested in the encouraging innovation so that the better product can be made and the better production method can be used for the benefit of all. Protecting new inventive companies so that they can compete with the large established company in order to maintain like a competitive economy, and learning the detail of new invention that the other engineer or scientists can further improve them, and promoting technology transfer, for example, from university to industry. So next. So what exactly can be patented? According to the patent law, a Cambodian patent law, a patent shall be granted for any invention in field of technology and may relate to a product or process, provided they are new, involved in inventive step, and are susceptible industry application. So new here is mean new to the world. New to the world mean there should not have been no previous public disclosure of the invention before the date of filing. So inventive step is quite difficult to assess to ascertain whether the invention involved an inventive step. Cambodian Patents Office and other countries compare it with what they have been obvious to the imaginary person skilled in the art at the time of filing. And the European Patents Office, EPC, does not define what is invention is. It does, however, provide a non-exhaustive list of the subject matter and activity that are not considered invention. The item list below, next, can you click to show all text in this slide? Yes. So in the box below is invention that are not protectable in Cambodia. So next slide, please. So beside patent, we have a utility model, which is smaller than patent, and then the protection of the utility model is also less than a patent. In Cambodia, the protection of utility model is just 7 years. while a patent is 20 years of protection. So next, maybe I have to go quicker. Okay. This is the scope of protection compared with a patent. So where is it? Okay, sorry. So the slide compares some of the key aspects of the utility model with those patent application and granted patent. Utility model and patent are both registered territory, right, offering protection for technical invention. In contrast to patent, utility model are only available in a certain country. Utility model must be filed individual in each country where the protection is designed, where a patent application can be filed centrally with the WIPO. So the protection here is, as I mentioned earlier, utility model is for 7 years and the patent for 20 years, and then after that it will become a public domain. Utility model are normally registered without search. A report on the prior art being carried on. The search report are standard for patent application. Exception exists for Austria, where the search report are also produced for utility model. So you can read through this comparison. Maybe I move to the next slide. Yeah, so let's go to the what is trademark. I think everyone may know already about this. So trademark consists of any sign capable distinguish goods and service from one firm or company. To another. Okay, so trademark also in to indicate the commercial source or origin of the product or service they relate to. Moreover, trademark may fulfill other function as advertisement or goodwill. So many type of trademark, including word mark, configurative mark, color or shape mark. So smell, sound, or moving cannot be protected in Cambodia. Most of the unprotected mark is a non-traditional mark. So next, please. So you see here is a word, a number, a logo, or slogan, or 3D, also be protected in Cambodia under the trademark law. So next slide, please. Here is a non-traditional mark, so sounds, color, fragrance, and then the design of the business establishment or motion. So most of these are not protected under the trademark law. So you cannot register for sound mark or color mark. Just a single color you cannot register it, but the combination of color, it might be registered. Next. So we talk about the design. Design is the outward appearance of the whole part of the products. Okay, let me go quickly. And the product can be any industrial or handicraft item. So design is any composition, line or color, or any three-dimensional form, or any material, whether associated with a line or color, it deemed to be industrial design, provided such a composition from the material give a special appearance to a product of the industrial handicraft, and it can be judged by the eye. So this is the definition of the design in the law. Next, please. This is example, just example design that register with the IP. Next, please. So copyright. Yes, we are now a member of the Berne Convention. So any work created outside Cambodian can be protected automatically. So the copyright protect any human mind, provided production, expression, and not a mere idea, a process of discovery. And the expression must be original, so to meet the criteria for copyright protection. So next slide, please. Okay, this is maybe the last one. It's secret is like the secret information that we keep in doing business. So you have to keep it secrecy by yourself. So next, please. Next. So this is a practical tip. So we have some practical tip for trademark, copyright, patent, and design. So next slide. Yeah, so for trademark, multi-application are required. So file in all classes where you are intend to provide good or service. So no need to wait for using the mark before filing application. So you can file first, and then you can declare in the 5th year, you can declare affidavit of use and non-use, and then define your right up to you to investigate or pursue infringer. Another slide. So here is a practical tip for patent. So we have different options to get patent protection in Cambodia. So we have like with China validation, IPOS, Singapore, European, and then US PTO, American, and then GPO, and also Korea IP Office KIPO. So you can file through this option. So next, please. So for the copyright, like I said before, we are a member of Berne Convention. So foreign work are now protected automatically. So you want the work created outside Cambodia. So next, please. So I think this is the end of the presentation. Maybe go to the next slide, please. Yes. So I think that's all for the presentation today, and thank you very much. I think it's a little bit time. Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pheng. Or sorry, thank you, Thea. That was a wonderful presentation. We learned a lot, jam-packed. Would love to investigate some of those slides more after this webinar is over. So since we're at 2:33 already, I will just hand it over to Miss Chandavya ING from Tilleke Gibbins, who will talk a little bit about exclusive distributorship. So Chandavya, if you're ready.
Thank you, Brian. Let me share my screen. All right, so it's you see the full screen of the presentation, right? Great. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. By way of introductions, my name is Chandavya ING. I am an associate at Tilleke Gibbins Cambodia office. Tilleke Gibbins is a regional law firm in Southeast Asia. We have offices in 7 cities across 6 different countries in Southeast Asia, including Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar, Laos, and Indonesia. My area of expertise include intellectual property, technology, data protection, and e-commerce. And in addition to being an associate at Tilleke Gibbins, I am also an adjunct lecturer teaching IP at the Royal University of Law and Economics in Phnom Penh of Cambodia. Okay, so today I will speak on the second topic of this webinar, which is on the recording and enforcing of exclusive distributorship agreement in Cambodia. For the agenda, we will discuss about the relevant law and regulation on the distribution of trademark goods in Cambodia, what is exclusive distributorship agreement, the procedure to record exclusive distributorship agreement, as well as the enforcement of the recordal. Relevant law and regulations. Of course, the relevant law relating to the distribution of trademark goods in Cambodia is the law on marks, trade names, and acts of unfair competition, specifically Article 11.3. As Mr. Pheng here has already mentioned, trademark right is a territorial right. That means if you want protection in Cambodia, you have to register your trademark in Cambodia. But after the registration, of course, your trademark is protected. But the thing is, according to Article 11.3, your registered right shall not extend to the act in respect of article or trademark goods that have been put on the market in Cambodia by the registered owner or with his consent. That means Cambodia adopt the national exhaustion of trademark rights. So as long as you sold your product, your trademark product or trademark good in Cambodia, you have no longer a trademark right to enforce against the person that bought it from you with your consent. And that also means that parallel importation is prohibited, unlike our neighboring country like Thailand. Because of these provisions, the Ministry of Commerce has been instructed in 2015 to issue a practice like internal declarations to detail the procedure on recording and deposit of the certificate of exclusive import rights. And that is why in 2016, the practice number 186 has been issued by the Ministry of Commerce to set out the procedure to record exclusive distributorship. By the way, this practice has already been repealed and replaced by the new one, which is practice number 117 in 2021, that also outlined the detailed procedure to record the exclusive distributorship agreement. Okay, so since we talk about exclusive distributorship agreement, we would need to know what is exactly exclusive distributorship agreement. According to provision 3 of practice number 117, to provide an exclusive distributorship is the willing to agree by the right holder, which is the trademark owner, and the distributor to authorize exclusive use of the mark in terms of importation and distribution of trademark goods in Cambodia. So when we say exclusive use of the mark, we of course refer to exclusive distributorship, which is different from sole distributorship. Because exclusive distributorship is the scenario when you, as a trademark owner, has no right to import or distribute the good, and only your exclusive distributor could do so. And this is different from sole distributorship, because in sole distributorship, the sole distributor can distribute the good in Cambodia, and then the trademark good can also distribute the good in Cambodia. And the thing is that the trademark good owner could not appoint other person other than the one that already has been appointed as a sole distributor in Cambodia to distribute the good in Cambodia. And the exclusive distributorship agreement refer to a written agreement between the right holder and the distributor, authorizing the exclusive use of the mark in terms of the importation and distribution of the good in Cambodia by specifying about the mark, class, type, and or the model of the goods. So unless you have the exclusive distributorship agreement or exclusive distributorship arrangement with your local distributor in Cambodia, this discussion might not be relevant. Okay, so what is the procedure to record the exclusive distributorship agreement in Cambodia? Of course, first you need to identify which whether your trademark good fall under any qualify for recordal or not, because under provision 4 of practice number 117, some products could not be subjected to the recordal, and it includes second-hand product, which is like a used product, pharmaceutical products. The practice does not provide specific definition for pharmaceutical product, but it should be generally understood that pharmaceutical product could cover any pharmaceutical products that are in that type, including medicine or even OTC medicines, fertilizers and pesticides, of course, and prohibited goods in accordance with the existing law and regulations. For prohibiting good, it should be something like e-cigarette, because as we already know, Cambodia does not allow the importation or the use of e-cigarette in Cambodia. And there are two ways to record exclusive right depending on who you are. So if you are a trademark owner and then you have a local distributor, I mean, if you are a foreign trademark owner and then you have a local distributor that you appoint as the exclusive distributor of your trademark good, you can do the record-on through a record-on of exclusive distributorship agreement. But if you the trademark owner is a Cambodian company, and of course you do the distribution by yourself, you can just do a certifying of exclusive distributorship. So I only talk about the record-on of exclusive distributorship agreement. So for the required document, of course, you need to have an original notarized versions of your exclusive distributor importation and distribution agreement. And then you also need to have an executed request letter that have to be under either the trademark owner letterhead or the local distributor letterhead. And if you appoint a local trademark agent to do this work, it could be written under the local trademark agent's letterhead, but you need to provide an original notarized POA, which is a power of attorney to that local agent as well. For all the supporting documents, it would include an import permit issued by the relevant authority if the subjected good is a restricted good. So because in Cambodia, if the goods are restricted good, you need to have certain import permit. For example, if you import electronic device and so on, you need to have an import permit from the MPT as well, on TLC as well. So if the subject good is those kind of good, you need to provide the copy of a import permit issued by the relevant authority. And then you also need to provide a copy of article of incorporation, approval document, and company registration certificate of your local distributor in Cambodia, a copy of patent tax certificate and value-added tax certificate of your local distributor in Cambodia, as well as the copy of relevant trademark certificate. And that also means that you could only record your exclusive right if you have a trademark right in Cambodia registered in Cambodia. For the sample of the exclusive importation and distribution agreement, it is available on the Department of Intellectual Property Intellectual Property website. Once you get the copy of this slide, I think you can access to that, or you can just go to the website and then check for the form. It's available there. It's just a one-page document. So the trademark owner or the local distributor have a choice between using the sample provided by the Department of Intellectual Property, or they could use their own versions. But the thing is, if they use their own version, they need to abide by the condition that like certain information have to be specified in those agreements. So in most cases, we normally recommend our clients to use the sample provided by the DIP because they didn't contain much confidential information, and it is the format that the DIP already accepted. So it's make the record process smoother than using the actual agreement itself. But if you prefer to use the actual agreement itself, the following information have to be specified, including the name, address of the trademark owner as appear on the trademark certificate, and or the company that wish to sub-transfer the exclusive right. So, okay, so talking about here, sub-transfer of exclusive right, it just refers to the scenario when the trademark owner, for example, like in the EU, they have a so the trademark owner is based in the EU, and then they have a regional distributor in, like, say, Southeast Asia. So the one in Southeast Asia can do the sub-transfer of the right to the local distributor in Cambodia. That means in that scenario, 3 companies is involving, including the one trademark owner in EU, regional distributor, let's say in Singapore, and then the local distributor in Cambodia. So in that scenario, we are talking about sub-transfer of exclusive right. So you need the name and address of the involving company, including the trademark owner and the one that sub-transfer. And then you need to have the name and registered address of the company in Cambodia, of course, the subject of the exclusive right, including the trademark, registration number of the trademark, class, type, and or model of the goods. In case of vehicle, if the subject good is a vehicle, the agreement needs to clearly indicate the name of each model, type or cylinder displacement, and production country. The agreement also needs to clearly specify that the company receiving the exclusive right is the exclusive distributor for all importation and distribution of goods, or the company that wishes to sub-transfer exclusive right have the right to authorize the transfer of exclusive right to import and distribute in Cambodia to the local company. You also need to specify the effective date of exclusive importation and distribution agreement, and the term of validity of the agreement shall not be more than 10 years. So you could do like 8, 5, but not more than 10. And of course, you need to be a name and signature of the trademark owner and the date of signature. And last but not least, this agreement also needs to be notarized. So if you prefer to use the sample agreement, I think it's only said something like, okay, we are the trademark owner, we provide exclusive, and we appoint this person as a trademark exclusive distributor in Cambodia. Beside them, no other can distribute in Cambodia like this and that, and not much confidential information, and then you have it notarized. For the time frame of the recordal, it normally takes between like 3 to 6 months to complete the recordal, although it could sometimes take longer if the DIP needs more document or evidence to prove the right. After the recordal is complete, the notice of successful recordation will be issued, and one of its copy will be forwarded to the customs authorities. And the recorder is valid for 2 years, counting from the validity date mentioned on the exclusive importation and distribution agreement. But in case the trademark registration or the agreement itself is valid less than 2 years, the validity of the recorder should be equal to the minimum validation of that document. The recorder could also be renewed if the agreement and the trademark registration is still valid, but it needs to be done within 30 days prior to the date of expiration of the recordals. Otherwise, you will need to resubmit the document again. So it's like you need to make a lot of document before you could make another recorder. So be sure that you renew it within 30 days prior to the expiration date. Oh, you also need to pay the official fee, which is like $150 per mark per class. After the recorder, there is an obligation for the local distributor to publish the notice of successful recorder on 3 consecutive numbers of local famous newspaper or media. In practice, some companies prefer to publish the notice through like Facebook official account. Like I saw those kind of publication as well. So it's easy because the law only said, okay, publish on the local newspaper or medias. And after that, any parallel importation should then cease the business activity in relation to parallel import, including having any stock within 90 days from the date of notice of successful recordal. After the 90-day windows have passed, enforcement action against parallel importation could be taken. Lastly, is about the enforcement of recordals. So once you have the recorder success, the importer or distributor in Cambodia has the right to file complaint to the General Department of Customs and Exile, as well as competent authority or the court against any person who conducted parallel importation. But it should be noted that certain parallel importation is they cannot take action against certain parallel importation, including those done by the government, like the Royal Palace, the Senate, National Assembly, Council of Constitution, as well as the government, done for non-commercial purpose or for the benefit of society, done by any person via personal luggage, as well as the transit good. For the remedy, the right holder or exclusive distributor could send a warning letter to the person committing parallel importation, requesting them to stop the act of parallel import, or they could request the DIP to send such a letter. And then the right holder and the person that commit the parallel importation will be able to negotiate on the settlement by allowing by either allowing the alleged importer to continue the sale but provide damage to the right holder, or the right holder accept to buy the parallel imported good at a certain price. If there is no settlement or agreement, the parallel imported good will be transferred to its original port. This is the end of my presentation. So I think we can open the floor for the questions, right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Chandavya, for that presentation. And we have one question saved up here from Mr. or Miss Rasi Sun. This is for Mr. Thea Pheng. What would be the most effective method to deal with trademark infringement in Cambodia?
So thank you for the question, Mr. Sun Rasi. So through my experience, I think that there are many options that deal with trademark infringement in Cambodia. So to save the cost, okay, and the first option is to log a complaint to the Department of Intellectual Property Right with infringing evidence. For example, like you are the trademark owner, and then you have to attach with the certificate of trademark registration, as well as the evidence to show that your mark has been infringed by other party, other competitor. So after you log a complaint to the DIP normally invite the infringer to the table to settle the infringement of the mark. So if you are the legitimate owner of the mark and you hold certificate, and then the mark is very confusingly to your own trademark, so DIP will try to explain the infringer about the like you are infringing the right of this person, the people, like that, and then they try to settle at the at the DIP, and then the cost is very. I don't think you have to pay the cost for this, and then you have save a lot. So DIP work effectively to deal with the trademark infringement. This is the first option that I would recommend you before you go to other option, like you see, like economic police. So also deal with the infringement of the trademark. So you can log a complaint to them under the Ministry of Interior. And then I think last year we have a CCCC, Cambodian Counterfeit Committee. So, but now is dissolved already. So you have anti-economic police, and then you have also the court as well. So the first option with DIP, I would recommend you to go first before you decide other option, because other option you have to spend a lot of money on that.
Okay, thank you very much, Tia. That was a great answer, very detailed. I think there was a quick follow-up. Do you know how long it takes to do this at DIP? I'm not sure exactly. I don't know. Did you? I guess for how long it would take for them to take action? Yeah.
I think it depends on the complexity of the case. Okay, sometimes the infringer they have their own supporting document that they use before you get a trademark registration, right? They have a prior use. As Cambodian law, prior use cannot identify you are the owner of the mark. You have the exclusive right to prevent other from using the mark. You have to register first. Okay. So if you have a conflict between the person who have a prior use, will be take a little bit longer, because mediation with DIP just you have to provide supporting document, and then sometimes they invite you first invitation, second invitation, third invitation, like that. So it depends on the complexity of the case.
I see. Okay, that does make sense. Yeah, everyone has to follow the rules and stick to the procedures, and it can take some time. I understand it can get complicated if there's similar trademarks out there. We have one quick question from our side. I think Visal will ask.
Hello. So maybe this question is for Ms. Chandavya. I have a question. What should you do if you apply for a trademark and the DIP refused to accept it? And second one is, if someone is interested in knowing what is registered, is there a directory we can find out somewhere? Thank you.
So thank you for the questions. So the first question is like, you are talking about the trademark prosecution, right? So once your mark is refused, what should we do? That's if I'm not answering you.
Correct.
Okay, so actually in Cambodia, if once you file for application for registration to the DIP, the DIP will conduct examinations. First is the formality examination, which will examine whether you submit sufficient documents, pay the official fee, etc. And then it's go to the substantive examination of trademark. And for substantive examination of trademark, the DIP will evaluate or review the trademark in accordance with Article 4 of the trademark law to identify whether the mark could be registered or not. And in our experience, the most refusal that we receive is the mark is not distinctive, or if the mark is like citation. It's like there is already a prior mark that have been registered or have been filed, and it looks confusingly similar to the mark that you just applied. So I would like to talk about these two refusals specifically. So if the mark has been refused due to distinctiveness, of course, the trademark owner have the right to provide a response within 30 days from the date of the notice of refusal. And if they cannot provide within that period, they could also file a request for extension of time, but they need to pay official fee. And if the refusal is due to distinctiveness, mostly we recommend the client to, okay, first we need to see if the mark is really non-distinctive, if the mark is really descriptive to the good or service or not. If it's not distinctive or descriptive to the good, or it is arguable, we recommend the client to file an argument, okay, saying that the mark is actually inherent distinctive through this evidence or that evidence of definition. And then if it's like the mark is not, it's in the middle, I mean, it's depending on the spectrum, the distinctiveness spectrum of the mark, whether it's a fanciful mark, arbitrary, or descriptive mark. If it is descriptive mark, then the mark could also be registered by submitting evidence of use, which means that the mark have distinctiveness through use. For the refusal based on citation, which means like there is already prior mark, we need to identify whether the mark really look alike or confusingly similar, or if the mark has already been coexisted in other jurisdictions, and then we submit the evidence, and then the DIP will have the discretion to decide whether they are persuaded by our argument or not. And for the second questions, I think you are asking about, can I have your second question again? Sorry.
Yeah. So if someone is interested in knowing what is registered out there, is there a way we can find out?
Okay, so if someone wants to know whether there is already a registered mark on the registry, right?
Correct.
So you can check on the WIPO Global Brand Database, which is a database by WIPO. They contain that different trademark from different country, including Cambodia. So you can also check your check to see by using filter, like filter to DIP Cambodia, and then you check by the name or by the logo or by the company names or by class. It's like you can just go around in that way. So it's easy to check whether there is already existing mark. So if you are the owner of a business and then you just have your new logo and you're wondering whether it is someone else or not, you can just go to that site and then check out, find out whether someone look like you or not, and then you can change on that way. Otherwise, you can also send the request to any local agents to ask them to conduct a trademark search. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Chandavya. I think that's pretty straightforward. Do we have last question? If not, then I think we can close already.
Okay, I don't see any more at the moment. So thank you everyone for attending. Thank you, Thea. Thank you, Chandavya, Nora, and everyone involved. It was a really good discussion we had today. Thea, you brought a lot of light to the different tools available at the help desk. I hope everybody can make use of these tools. So I encourage you to go schedule a consultation, check out the website and the newsletter, the different training applications available. Then you told us about the importance of IP in Cambodia as it grows. We need IP frameworks in place. This not only helps attract FDI, but promotes fair competition, builds confidence in entrepreneurs that their products and services will be protected. Then you told us about different ways to protect ourselves, how we can go about that. And Chandavya, thank you very much for going into exclusive versus sole distributorship. It's very interesting stuff. And yes, I encourage everyone to get in touch with the help desk. Remember, there's free consultations. And if you'd like to get in touch with myself, Sandre, Visal, or services team, all of our contact information is available on the website. And we hope to hear from you. This is all a topic that we care very much about, and we look forward to see how Cambodia deals with this going forward. And webinars like this certainly help. So your work is appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.